Hey everyone, it's Owen from Mojang here. As you might have heard, Scrolls has just received its fourth major update. It's called Rebellion and comes with a heap of new scrolls amongst loads of other stuff. To show these off, we thought we'd face Mons off against Henrik in a showdown of two slightly crazy decks, which include all the scrolls that came with the patch. So, let's get on with it. Okay, so it's Mons for the first turn, so I'm going to pass it over to Mons. Here we go.
Hi guys, Mons here, lead designer on Scrolls. We're about to play a Highlander game, which is one of every card from a given set. In this case, Rebellion. So it'll be a bit of a crazy match. This. So these are my scrolls for the first turn, and I only have one creature, the Ash Runner. So I'm figuring the safest play is to sacrifice for energy and put down the Ash Runner.
So, hi guys, this is Henrik. I'm production manager for Scrolls, and I intend to do my very best to crush Mons. I seem to have gotten a few more creatures, and basically I went by not choosing the same resources as Mons.
Splendid. That'll make things easier.
So, I mean, at this stage of the game, I guess, because you've got such a kind of random deck, I mean, it kind of depends on your first hand which resource you end up pursuing, I guess, throughout the game.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Cool.
So for my second turn, that you just saw, I just went with the one resource I had the most of in hand.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking at this stage, Mons? What are you considering doing?
That's Henrik's turn.
Oh, sorry, Henrik.
Yeah, it's my turn. I'm just focused on getting my first dude out, and I chose Order, so it will be the Righteous Partisan soon, I guess.
Saving up the resources.
Right. So even if the Verdant Veil that I just got is a powerful new scroll, it's a good rare card. I'm just gonna sacrifice it and go for playing the safe cards, the ordered cards that I have in hand.
Just to get some stuff on the field.
Yeah, they're all from the same resource, so it'll be easier to put them down on the field since it's so random which cards you get in this form.
Yeah. At this point, I know I need another Order resource, but I'm still contemplating what other resources I'm gonna play.
Do you think this kind of Highlander game mode is a good way to kind of trade up in scrolls, or is it a little bit too random to develop proper strategy?
Well, I'd say it's more of a fun game mode that will shake things up towards as you progress in the game, as you get more experienced.
Yeah.
So at this point, I have a second unit in hand, and I really want to get that on the field. So I'm going to start sacrificing for energy soon. But the first thing I'm going to do is sacrifice my worst order scroll, and then put down the Warding Stone, I think.
So we can see the resource counts in the bottom corners of near each of the avatars. So Henrik's got 3 order at the moment, Mons has got 3 order and 1 energy. So what are you thinking at this point, Henrik?
Not much of a plan, just playing that reversal to mess with his plans.
It worked. I have nothing to protect my Ash Runner now. Fortunately enough for me, you can't get to me. You're too far away. So I'm just going to play my Stifled Advance on your Partisan, making it a lot slower, attacking more early. And then I sacrificed the Growth Scroll for energy, trying to get that new dude out.
Yeah. You can see the Partisan here. He's got this ability where he gets stronger if the other opponent has more units out, which is good. But after this, he gets slowed down so much.
I think that it's quite interesting this stage of the game where you're kind of feeling each other out and kind of working out some good strategies. Like that 1 or 2 hits you've got on Henrik's Idol don't really mean that much at the moment.
So the slowing down here meant his countdown went up to 4, and I just played Infiltrate, which brought it up to 6. So it'll take another 6 turns before that Partisan attacks. That's a long time in this game. So I'm feeling pretty safe now.
Cool.
Yeah. At this point, I seem to have a lot of scrolls, but no plan, nothing that I can really use. So it's just keep on building resources and hoping for more units.
and waiting 6 turns until you can attack with the one unit you've got on the board.
Yeah, exactly. I do not, at this point, I don't expect him to survive to another attack.
So finally, I can play my Tempest Runner, and it's a strong new energy scroll that gets a higher attack the more energy you leave unspent during your turn. And I think I want to play that down by his unit, since it's not about to attack in any case. So I'm moving the Ash Runner in front to protect the new unit, which is more important for me.
And that's one of the new abilities, is that right? With the last card you played? That's one of the new abilities for Rebellion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the mechanic of looking at the remaining resource value is something new that Energy has in Rebellion. Absolutely.
Nice.
Played Nura's Needle to lock down the runner character. Try to get away.
So I'm seeing that he wants to get away, and I know that my Tempest Runner cannot move up next turn unless I first move it forward. So I'm gonna move it forward 1 step to be able to chase him properly, and then I'm gonna play my Righteous Partisan. Well, I think, and then sacrifice on ground for scrolls if I haven't already sacrificed. I had, sorry.
Nice. So what's going through your head now, Henrik?
I'm kind of bashing myself for the fact that I couldn't figure out that I'm not getting away with my Righteous Partisan. I can't even add 1 and 1, but I'm just continuing to run away.
So you're just trying to keep that unit alive, so you haven't got an empty board, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. You can see the flashing spaces underneath Mon's units imply that they're going to attack next turn. So yeah, that's what that means. So you played an enchantment there. What was that, Henry?
Yeah, it's a. It never had any use in this match. It's an enchantment that causes other units on that row to get cursed when the enchanted structure gets damaged.
So I'm sacrificing on ground for 2 new scrolls, and at this point I can choose between Hired Marksman and Hired Smuggler. Now the same choice would be Hired Smuggler, because then that leaves 2 energy for my Tempest Runner to attack and kill his unit. But I missed this, so I played the Hired Marksman, also a strong unit, making my Tempest Reaver deal 0 damage to his partisan.
So something of a newbie mistake from the lead designer of Scrolls.
This is true.
And it let me get away. My partisan is still alive. So I'm just thinking about how can I save him 1 more turn so he can attack with his awesome 6 attack power.
Cool. And you did it with a cheeky Baleful Witch.
Yeah, exactly.
Which also happened to kill my cursed Ash Runner, since Baleful Witch deals damage to cursed units. So at this point I want to get rid of Bountiful Times, get some new scrolls. I want to play the Hired Smuggler to get a stronger board presence. And then I think I'm going to move my Partisan down to kill the Witch. Just looking to keep his board as controlled as possible. Playing the new unit in front of the Tempest Runner, which is about to attack, making sure I don't lose that.
Nice. You can see that already that it's a very diverse board already. Like you've already got some kind of lots of different faction cards down, and your hands look kind of so colourful with different things. I guess normally you'd have a more controlled deck because it's shown off all the new cards.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you played Unground on my Marksman, which means that if your Partisan gets to attack with its full attack, as is, it would deal damage to the idol. Half of that damage would go to my Marksman, and the Marksman would die. So that's not good. So I'm playing Eclipse, and then Nura's Needle on your guy, meaning he gets 1 less attack, 1 less health, cannot move, and is cursed. That also means it can't move down to kill my Partisan.
The Eclipse is an interesting card that converts all your resources into decay resource.
Absolutely. Yeah, for one turn.
Yeah, after 1 turn, nice.
So that let me play a more expensive scroll than I would have otherwise been able to afford.
Here I made a new mistake. I played a Verdant Veil to protect my partisan that actually gets to attack this turn. Then I tried to play Pilgrim's Feet on him, but the Verdant Veil makes him non-targetable for enchantments. So I should have played it in the other order.
On the bright side, he has his move reduced by 1, so Pilgrim's Feet wouldn't have helped either.
Yeah, well,
A pretty big attack they mind to get 5 in on an idol at this stage is pretty nice.
That's a significant amount of damage to my idols for sure.
yeah, and one of the things in this new set is the Dominion trigger, which some units have. For example, the one I played up in the corner. So that when one of Monster's idols is down, completely destroyed, he will get Relentless, which is a good thing for me.
So I use my marksman to shoot. It can target any unit anywhere on the board instead of attacking. So I shot down his partisan, finally getting rid of that. But then as I dealt damage to the idols, half of that damage was directed to my marksman, also killing off my marksman.
Because of Henrik's earlier enchantment.
Exactly.
So your lonely blade task, Henrik, what's your plan for that guy?
I'm just hoping to keep him alive and eventually wear down one of the idols to get his Relentless effect.
As for me, I'm contemplating whether to keep the Conduit and maybe hope for a top Reaver Thea, an expensive energy scroll, but I decided to just save the units, 2 relatively strong units that I can soon play. I'm playing the Ironclad Reaver, which is a unit that when it attacks an idol and damages it, it gets immune to damage until the next turn.
Striped Fang Bear. So what's the deal with the Striped Fang Bear?
He does not like humans, which